Are you prepared to journey to a place where the earth is visibly breathing, where ancient ice sighs its last breath in a spectacle of unparalleled beauty? We are traveling to Jökulsárlón, Iceland's famed glacial river lagoon, a location that is not just a place on a map, but a living, changing character in our planet's story. This is a world where fantasy and reality collide in a dance of ice and water. Imagine driving along Iceland's desolate and beautiful Route 1, caught between mountains and the sea. Suddenly, the landscape opens up, revealing what the first onlookers described as a ghostly procession of luminous blue icebergs. This isn't a static painting, it's a slow-motion parade of frozen giants, each one unique, each one on a final journey. Our first wide shot reveals the breathtaking scale of the lagoon, a vast expanse of milky blue water cradled by dark, volcanic terrain. In the distance, the colossal, white wall of the Breiðamerkurjökull Glacier, an outlet of the mighty Vatnajökull ice cap, stands as the source of everything you see. The sheer size, covering nearly 25 square kilometers, makes you feel humbled and small in the face of nature's grandeur. This is the constant song of the lagoon, a symphony composed of immense pressure, profound silence, and the slow, inevitable march of time. It's a sound that feels older than memory itself. Now, focus your attention on the water's surface, where hundreds of icebergs float in serene majesty. They range in size from small, diamond-like chunks to multi-story behemoths that dwarf the tour boats navigating between them. Each one is calved from the mother glacier, beginning a slow, silent drift towards the ocean. This lagoon holds a secret in its depths, a testament to its rapid growth. As the glacier retreated, it carved a chasm so deep that Jökulsárlón is now the deepest lake in all of Iceland, plunging over 284 meters. You are floating above a hidden, inverted mountain range, sculpted not from rock, but by the relentless power of receding ice. The story of Jökulsárlón is one of dramatic, accelerated change. In the 1970s, this lake was a quarter of its current size, a mere footnote in the landscape. Today, its fourfold increase is a stark and stunning visualization of our warming world, making it one of the most dynamic and fastest-changing places on the planet. Let's zoom in on one of the larger icebergs, a true giant. Some of these colossal blocks are over 30 meters high when they first break from the glacier's edge. They are temporary, floating sculptures, each carrying the story of its violent birth from the ice cap. Notice the colors within the ice, a mesmerizing palette of white and brilliant blue. The milky white sections are filled with trapped air bubbles, scattering light in all directions. The incandescent, sapphire blue, however, is the color of ancient, highly compressed ice where air has been squeezed out, allowing the crystal structure to absorb every other color of light and reflect only the deepest blue. Look even closer at the surface of an iceberg. Do you see those dark, elegant stripes and smudges? That is volcanic ash from eruptions hundreds or even thousands of years ago, a geological fingerprint that has been locked within the glacier for millennia. You are literally looking at a cross-section of Iceland's fiery history, preserved in ice. The source of this entire spectacle is the Breiðamerkurjökull glacier tongue, a river of ice flowing from Vatnajökull. For centuries it advanced, but starting in the late 19th century, it began to pull back. The lagoon itself didn't even exist until the 1930s, born from this great retreat. An enormous piece of ice has just calved from the glacier front, collapsing into the lagoon and sending waves across the water. You have just witnessed the birth of a new iceberg. This constant calving process is the lagoon's heartbeat. The glacier is receding by about 200 meters every year, constantly feeding the lake with new ice. The lagoon is growing larger because its parent is slowly disappearing, a beautiful and poignant paradox. Now, let's shift our perspective to the wildlife that calls this icy wonderland home. Look towards the mouth of the lagoon where it meets the sea. There, you can see sleek, dark heads bobbing in the water and clumsy, charming bodies resting on the ice floes. These are seals, drawn here in large numbers by the abundance of fish. They gather at the lagoon's exit, expertly hunting in the turbulent, nutrient-rich waters. Watching them navigate the maze of ice with such grace is a reminder that even in this seemingly harsh environment, life finds a way to thrive. Now look to the skies and the shores. The air is alive with seabirds, especially the sharp, elegant Arctic terns. They have traveled thousands of miles to nest here, diving into the water with breathtaking precision to catch herring, trout, and salmon that the tides sweep into the lagoon. But there is drama in this ecosystem. Meet the Arctic skua, the pirate of the seas. These bold, aggressive birds don't just fish. They harass other birds, forcing them to drop their catch, and are fiercely protective of their nests on the surrounding plains. The foundation of this entire food web is the unique ecological phenomenon created by the mix of fresh, nutrient-poor glacial meltwater and salty, life-rich seawater. The tides bring in krill, capelin, and herring, creating a seasonal, all-you-can-eat buffet for the seals and birds. It's a delicate balance, perfectly tuned to the rhythm of the ocean. Let's travel back in time to understand the human scale of this change. When the first settlers arrived in Iceland around 870 AD, the glacier's edge was 20 kilometers further north. This entire area, the lagoon you see before you, was buried under a thick sheet of solid ice. During the Little Ice Age, from the 1600s to 1900, the glacier advanced, growing so much that by 1890, it was just 1 kilometer from the coast. Imagine the farmers of that era living in the shadow of an ever-expanding wall of ice. This landscape was not a destination, but a formidable and growing neighbor. Here is the most fascinating twist in our story. This world-famous attraction is a modern phenomenon. The rapid warming from 1920 to 1965 triggered the glacier's dramatic retreat, and the lagoon was only born around 1934. You are standing in a place that, for 99% of human history, simply did not exist in this form. The land itself is responding to this great change. As the immense weight of the glacier lifts, the ground is rising by 2 to 4 centimeters every year in a process called isostatic rebound. The Earth is literally sighing in relief, slowly uncrushing itself after millennia under the ice. This retreat poses a very real, modern threat. The iconic Route 1, Iceland's lifeline, runs on a bridge right over the lagoon's outlet. The shifting currents and massive icebergs pose a direct danger to the bridge's foundations, a conflict between a modern artery and ancient, powerful forces. To combat this, a coffer dam was built, allowing engineers to place massive stone boulders around the bridge pillars. These act as a shield, deflecting the wandering icebergs and preventing erosion. It's a constant, quiet battle of human engineering against the raw power of nature. Let's drift towards the ocean outlet. The icebergs, sculpted by their journey across the lagoon, gather here, waiting for the tides and their own melting to shrink them enough to escape. They bob and jostle, like crowds waiting at a gate. Once they pass under the bridge and escape the lagoon, many are washed ashore onto the adjacent black sand beach. This is the world-famous Diamond Beach. Here, the luminous, crystal-clear ice chunks lie scattered across the volcanic sand, glittering like precious gems. Imagine picking up one of these ice diamonds. Feel its impossible smoothness and its biting cold, and know that you are holding a piece of a glacier that is thousands of years old, now melting in your hand. The proper name for this magical place is Eystrifellsgjara, but Diamond Beach captures its essence perfectly. It is a natural art installation, constantly changing as new ice arrives and old ice melts away. No two visits are ever the same. Looking out at the vast outwash plain of Breiðamerkurjökull, you see a 25-kilometer-wide expanse of sand and gravel. This plain was built by the glacier over centuries, a testament to its power as a creator of land. Today, it serves as a vital habitat for the nesting skuas in the summer. This plain is also retreating. With less glacial melt carrying sediment, the shoreline is eroding. It is another visible sign of the profound changes underway, where one feature is born, the lagoon, while another, the outwash plain, begins to shrink. The future of this landscape is already being written. Scientists predict that as the glacier continues its rapid retreat, this lagoon will eventually become a deep, dramatic fjord connected directly to the sea. We are witnessing a fjord in the process of being born over a human lifetime. In 2017, a crucial step was taken to preserve this transient wonder. The Icelandic state purchased the private farm that included Jökulsárlón. The land was then officially protected, becoming part of the vast Vatnajökull National Park. His designation is monumental. Vatnajökull National Park covers 14% of Iceland and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its mission is to preserve the incredible variety of landscapes created by the combined forces of glaciers, volcanoes, and rivers for all future generations. The boat tours themselves have a fascinating history, born from a touch of Hollywood glamour. After the James Bond film A View to a Kill was filmed here in 1985, an enterprising local saw an opportunity. The first commercial tours began that same year, marking the start of Jökulsárlón's journey as a major tourist destination. Let's join the other visitors and experience the lagoon from the water. In the summer, you can join a boat tour, choosing between a kayak for a personal, quiet paddle or a unique amphibious vehicle. These incredible machines drive you from the land directly into the water, transforming from a bus into a boat before your eyes. From just 2 small vessels and 5,000 passengers, the operation has grown exponentially. Now, a fleet of amphibious vehicles carries tens of thousands of visitors each year. You are part of a long tradition of people who have come here to float amongst the ice giants. As you glide across the lagoon, your guide might scoop up a piece of ancient ice. They'll tell you its story, break off a piece, and let you taste it. It's the purest water you can imagine, a sip of history that connects you directly to the heart of the glacier. For the truly adventurous, winter offers a different kind of magic. From this very parking lot, tours depart to explore natural ice caves that form within the glacier itself. Imagine standing inside a cavern of shimmering, sapphire blue ice, a temporary, otherworldly cathedral sculpted by meltwater. All around the lagoon, hiking trails invite you to explore the landscape on foot. Each vantage point offers a new perspective, a different composition of ice, water, and mountains. You can feel the profound silence and the raw, untamed spirit of the place. Year-round, national park rangers are on site, acting as guardians and educators. In the summer, they offer free educational walks, sharing deep insights into the geology, ecology, and history of the lagoon. They are the storytellers who keep the narrative of this place alive. Now, let's re-examine this landscape not as a natural wonder, but as a film set. Jökulsárlón's surreal beauty has made it a star in its own right, a go-to location for filmmakers wanting to portray the epic, the alien, and the fantastical. Its ghostly procession of icebergs has captivated millions on the silver screen. Think of the thrilling car chase in the James Bond film Die Another Day. For the film, the crew had to freeze the entire lagoon, damming its connection to the sea to create a solid surface for Aston Martins and Jaguars to race across. The lagoon became an icy battleground, a fantasy brought to life. Picture the dark, brooding landscapes from Batman Begins. This was one of the locations used to represent the punishing terrain where Bruce Wayne trained to become the Dark Knight. Its elemental and unforgiving nature made it the perfect backdrop for forging a hero. Recall the adventures of Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. The lagoon was transformed into a Siberian wasteland, its icebergs and glacial vistas providing a sense of immense scale and remote danger. It has also been featured in films like A View to a Kill and the Bollywood blockbuster Dil Wale, showcasing its universal cinematic appeal. The lagoon has also starred in music videos for artists like Indila and Iamamiwami and was broadcast live to millions on Good Morning America. Each appearance further cements its status as a global icon, a place that exists both in reality and in our collective cultural imagination. You are standing in a place that is simultaneously a geological marvel, a thriving ecosystem, a climate change barometer, and a Hollywood superstar. The story of Jökulsárlón is one of constant creation born from decay. It is a place of powerful contrasts, ancient ice and a young lake, profound silence and thunderous calving, serene beauty and violent origins. It challenges our perception of landscapes as static and permanent. As the sun begins to set, the light catches the icebergs, turning them pink, orange, and purple. The lagoon becomes a canvas of shifting colors, a final, breathtaking performance before night falls. The beauty is so intense it feels almost heartbreaking. You are a witness to a fleeting moment in geological time. The lagoon, as you see it today, will be different tomorrow, and in 100 years, it may be a vast fjord. Its beauty is transient, which is precisely what makes it so precious. And so, our journey concludes on the shore of this living wonder, the sound of water and ice echoing in your memory. Jökulsárlón is more than a destination. It's a profound experience that connects you to the deep, powerful rhythms of the earth. The ultimate story it tells is that even as things end, new and magnificent worlds can be born.